Well, we have a special guest for our Celebrity 60. We have director Rupert Wyatt, who directed The Gambler, available now on DVD and Blu-ray, starring, of course, Mark Wahlberg. So, tell us, Rupert, what is the premise of The Gambler? Tell us all about it.
Unlike, I guess, what people might assume, which is this is the story of a man's addiction in the world of gambling, this is much more the story of a man who's taking risks with his life. And I think that's what made it certainly very interesting to me as a filmmaker, to explore the story of a guy who's living his life by the roll of a dice. Every decision he makes, every step forward that he takes is kind of riding on the high stakes of a bet. That makes it perhaps a more compelling, a more thrilling story than an addiction story, which is more a world of the 1974 film.
We'll have more with director Rupert Wyatt when we come back. Right now, we're talking to director Rupert Wyatt, who directed The Gambler, of course, starring Mark Wahlberg. What was it like working with the great Mark Wahlberg?
It was incredibly collaborative. He was a producer as well as the star of this film. But he always made it clear to me that first and foremost, he was there to play the character and immerse himself in the character. My job as a director was to hold up the mirror to him and give him a place in the world that we were creating. He was nothing but a huge support. I think, and I don't have a great deal of experience of working with movie stars per se, but one thing I realized from day one was how professional he is, how on time he is, how focused he is. He had done so much preparation for this film, both physically and mentally, that it made my job very easy, and it was very inspiring to work with him.
We'll have more with director Rupert Wyatt of The Gambler, but right now, little Judge Faith. We're talking to director Rupert Wyatt, who directed The Gambler, starring Mark Wahlberg. Now, I got to ask you, you've done Planet of the Apes, which is all effects, versus The Gambler. What was the main difference?
The making a movie in Hollywood on the studio level, it brings with it a great deal of responsibility, obviously, financially. It brings a lot of responsibility in terms of how one navigates the system to make the best film possible. And when one's making a film on a smaller budget, like with The Gambler, there's perhaps more freedom to be able to explore detail and nuance that you just can't do on a big blockbuster. And that's something that I was really keen to just to have the opportunity to do, and that's what The Gambler provided me with.
That's director Rupert Wyatt of The Gambler, available now on DVD and Blu-ray. Check it out.